What's going on, y'all? This is Tahj Mowry, and you checking out my boy, Duane.
Hey everybody, Fair, what's going on? Jasmine. First of all, I want to move myself just a little bit. How we doing on this good Monday? Happy Monday. Listen, this is going to be a special IG Live interview because we're going to be catching up with our boy, Tahj Mowry, who is not only just an actor, but he's a dancer. He is a recording artist. He is the whole 9 yard. What's up, Charles? Donnie, what's going on? I want to make sure that we had our boy come back because the brand new movie, Welcome Matt, comes out this Friday, but you guys can pre-order that new movie on iTunes. I'm so excited. I literally just talked to Tahj a second ago, but we're going to still keep the excitement there and everything else. So if you guys have any questions whatsoever, drop them down below in the comments. I am looking forward to this amazing convo because it's going to be a convo, stuff like that. So yes, he's got the brand new project, Welcome Matt, where he plays Matt, and we're going to talk about his character with that. There is a Smart Guy reboot that is in the works, so we got to talk about that. And then Black Don't Crack as well, too, which is a brand new series. Oh, my goodness. You guys are going to be in for a treat. We've done interviews before, so it's really good to catch up with you, especially in this new season and new. Welcome back to the show. It's good to see you, my brother.
Thank you. Good to see you as well.
It is. So let's talk. I know this quarantine has been filled with nothing but spending time with family, mental health, working on music, Zoom auditions, and table reads and everything. When you think about just the mental state that you are in and how everything has just been going, how have you been able to just keep yourself sane, but then also focus on these projects as well?
Yeah, I think the main thing is definitely my faith. Like, without a doubt, faith to me is hope. And without that, I can't be right. You know what I'm saying? So that first and foremost. And I think I used the quarantine time as a chance to reset and regroup and just to get situated. I think, especially in Los Angeles and big cities, you're just on the go all the time. And you forget to focus on self. You forget to focus on family and what's important, mental state, self growth. You know what I mean? So I think that's one of the silver linings that, this pandemic gave us. And I think if the people who were willing to see that and recognize that, they're going to come out the other side 10 times better than how they entered. But like you mentioned, family time was, because we don't get to see everyone's so busy. Like, we don't get to see each other like that. But when COVID hit, it was like, oh, yo, what's up, Tia? I'm on the way again. Like, I was just there last week, I'm coming over. So it's like, it was so, and Tamara lives like 6 hours away up north. So but I still got to see her and the family as well. So it was just like, Tia lived down the street. So, I'm always over there. But like
what up, sis?
Yeah, so it was just, that to me was the most beautiful thing about it, getting to see my nieces, my nephews, my godkids, so that was beautiful to me.
That's absolutely beautiful. And even with like your brother being in Nashville too, like you guys spend time, so you guys make it an effort to really keep that family dynamic together.
Yeah, and we have our FaceTime. I posted a picture of one of our FaceTimes, but we call it sibling love, and we get on the little four-way on the FaceTime, and we just chat it up. And Tavir actually came, he's been out I think he came out like a few times. So I've got to see him on FaceTime and in person. So it was just, I realize how blessed I am to have family that's close, and a close-knit family that's, most of them live in California. I know I don't take it for granted. And that to me was just the icing on the cake, to be able to spend more time with everybody.
Absolutely. And the one thing about your family is you guys have always been about spending time and keeping each other strong.
Yes.
Going through the industry. And so I think you've been in this industry for years. First of all, congratulations on still hanging in there strong, still glowing at your age like that. How does it feel to have been in the industry as long as you have and still keeping it going? Because there's a lot of people that honestly don't last as long as you and your sisters have lasted.
Yeah, thank you for that. I think, wow, I think it's, well, first of all, doing what you love, right? I love what I do. I love the creative outlets that I'm blessed to be able to have. And I think it's, for me personally, it's drive, right? Like, even though I've been in this industry for pretty much my whole life, which is very weird to say,
Right.
I still have so many things that I haven't accomplished yet that I'm looking to do. So I think that I always try to challenge myself in that way, and not, get, anytime I'm feeling bored or like not challenged, that's when okay, what else can I do? What else? What's the next move? And I think that's
Exactly.
what keeps me going. And the fans too, man. And, I say the word fan lightly, but it's just what they tell me that the projects that I do give them is just, that's why I do what I do. And to see just from the clip that I posted of this film, to see the effect that it's having on people, it was bringing me to tears last week, because I was just like, oh
Yes.
my gosh, like, this is crazy. People telling me they struggle with mental health and anxiety, and wow, that's what I look like when I have a panic attack. Like, it's just like, whoa. And I knew the film would help people, but I didn't know it would affect them so quickly, I guess,
Right.
before the
Yeah.
movie's
Because it
even
starts to
out.
get close to home, especially within
Yeah.
the Black community as well.
And that's the main thing, because it's people telling me, wow, I feel seen. Somebody looks like me who's going through a mental health issue. Wow. Like, and we don't see that in film. We don't see it.
No.
And I think that's why this movie is going to be so special. And I think everyone will be able to relate to it in some way. But I think it's going to really hit home for our community, because we struggle with these things too,
Oh my
and
gosh.
even
Every
though
day.
it has to be shown. And I think this is the start of that, and making it okay. I had someone reach out to me. I can't remember if it was a direct message or a comment, but he was saying that he was scared to go see a therapist, but him watching that clip, gave him the courage to maybe want to do it
Hmm.
now. And I'm just like, bruh, my job is done. Like, I don't need anything else.
Right.
So that's what's
Because
so
as
cool to
Black
me.
men, we need to be comfortable with doing that, because it was frowned upon before we got into these times, and I call it a shandemic, and you can figure out
Yeah.
what shandemic means. But before we got into the shandemic, my whole thing was like, look, you gotta talk to people. You can't be afraid. You gotta talk to your close friends, even if your close friends aren't and your family aren't listening.
Yeah,
Go seek help, because our mental is so important at this
it's
time, and
so
especially with it
important.
being Mental Health Month, guys. Just in case y'all didn't know, it's Mental Health Month, so please focus in on your mental.
Yeah, and I think that's, again, I'm a firm believer in timing, and the fact that this movie is like, this wasn't planned for the movie to come out during Mental Health Month, and I just know it was nothing but God, because like,
Yeah, absolutely.
that in itself is crazy to me. But like you said, I think communication is the biggest thing. I think that should be the first step in trying to relieve your mental health issues, because we keep everything bottled up, right? And until
Right.
you speak about it, and again, that doesn't mean you have to pay top dollar to go see a therapist right off the bat. You could talk to a friend, you could talk to your family, find someone who will listen, even if they're just listening, even if they don't even say anything back. I think letting out those feelings is what's important, because if you don't, they're just going to bottle up, and it's just going to become worse and worse and worse. And I think the stigma needs to, be broken. Like,
Yeah,
it's okay to
it's
want to talk
okay.
to someone. It's okay. We're human beings. We can't handle everything on our
Hmm.
own. That's not what it's about.
And not only that, but now it's acceptable to take mental health days when it comes to in the workplace. We're
Yeah,
seeing a
yeah,
whole different change. I think
yeah,
that is the beautiful part to the whole thing, is now it's like, look, I need that moment. Because
yeah.
before now it's like, oh, you can't take off, we don't care. Now people are like, are you okay,
Yeah,
sis? You okay,
right,
girl? What's going
right.
on?
And it's like, it's so simple, because it's like, if your mental isn't right, how can you be expected to do anything else properly?
Absolutely.
You can't.
Mm-hmm.
your mind has to be right. You got to have the right frame of mind to be able to do anything. So the changes that we are seeing are incredible, and I think they're just going to continue to, get better the more awareness we bring to the topic.
Absolutely. And how important was it for you to even step into the role as Matt and just kind of like reading this script? I know
Oh
we're kind of
man.
lightly talking about it, but how important was that for you?
I think it started to get more important to me as it went on, and even more so now. It was like a gradual realization of like how important this was because again, I am so thankful and honored to be sort of the face of the Black community that's like showing what this is like in film. Because like we
Yes.
said before, it's not regular to see movies like this.
Mm-mm.
And there's so many things that I loved about the script. I loved the fact that it was sophisticatedly written. I loved the fact that it was colorless, even though it was a Black film. You couldn't tell that it was a Black film, and it was just a good script.
Right, because
You
it
know what I
wasn't it
mean?
wasn't in your face like how
No.
some things are starting to see
Yes.
in films nowadays.
Yes, it's like, this is a Black movie, attention, attention. And it's like, no, that's not what this is. This is just a film starring a lot of Black people, which is great, which is awesome. But we're talking about real issues in a very sophisticated way. It's shot beautifully. And the script is hilarious. Like, when I tell you it's funny, it is so funny.
I
But
can't wait to see it on Friday.
I'm hyped, you hyped. But it's just, I think it's got the perfect blend of comedy and drama, which is what appealed mostly to me about it.
Right.
And then as you're doing it, like, it was therapeutic for me to play the part because I'm real. And I'll never forget, there was a moment on set where one of the crew members, I saw tears well up in her eyes after a scene. And I was like, oh, that's what we're doing that. Okay. And it gave me some more courage to continue to go there with it, because this is a serious subject. So I wanted to tread lightly, and I wanted to do it justice and properly. And though the movie's funny, finding the proper balance of comedy with the seriousness
Yeah.
was my main goal. And I think we've found it. But again, it was mostly already there in the writing. Leon Pierce Jr. is our director and writer, first time director at that. But
Yeah.
he wrote the hell out of this script. It is so beautifully written. And yeah, it means the world to me to be able to play a role like this. And, it's funny because I actually have experienced panic attacks in my life. So I already knew how to play it, sort of,
Right. How to
in a
play
way.
it in.
Right, and how to do it properly, I guess. Granted,
Right.
I've never looked in the mirror as I was having a panic attack, but I know what it feels like to not be
Right.
able to breathe, to have everything falling down at you on once, and then to the point where all you can do is pass out and take a nap because you ain't got no more energy to do nothing else.
Exactly.
So
Yeah. Because
I
and
was
that's a serious moment that happens too when you do panic. Because I've had those moments and still have those moments where I'm like, you know
yes,
what? I am so exhausted from feeling the way that I feel. Let me take a
yes,
moment and debrief and jump right back
exactly.
to it.
And as we said before, I think the main thing that helps with all this is communication, right? And I think in the film, Matt learns to use the support system that he may not have realized was already around him because he was keeping everything in, but he slowly starts to realize, wait, I have my neighbor, I have my mom, I have my shrink, I have these people around me that I should lean on and not just lean on myself, vegging out. There's a hilarious scene in the film where he's vegging out in front of the television, watching a rom-com, crying to himself while he's eating food. And it's like, man, all you had to do was just invite somebody over to talk about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he slowly learns in the film, and you'll get to see his growth throughout it. But leading up to that, that end moment, there's some rough points that
I
Matt has to
heard.
deal with. Yeah, there's some rough points that he has to deal with, and he goes through a very traumatic experience that we don't know until later in the film. So you understand why he's the way he is, and why he's struggling so bad. But again, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel, and he finds it. You know, but everyone will get to see how that journey comes
Yeah.
about.
And they're so excited in the comments. I'm excited to see it on Friday. And you work with an amazing cast on this film, and then not only that, but in this television series, Black Don't Crack too. I'm
Yeah.
just like, what in the? I'm like, why didn't they write a role for me? I need second season. Somebody call me.
I'll let them know.
Seriously. But how does it feel with, as we segue into talk about Black Don't Crack, but just working with the amazing cast that you're working with both projects? Because I'm like, oh my gosh, all we need is a few other bit of Black excellence and we good. But Viola Davis, Estens, like Dion, like what?
No, I was so, and still am so thankful, that Dion came on board, because he gave something in this film that nobody else could have given. And filming scenes with him was nothing short of hilarious and amazing. And he's a genius at what he does, man. And seeing him again, I feel like it's something that people will get to see with me in this film is something different, right? It's like, yes, it's comical, but there's drama attached to it. And seeing Dion in that environment is also very appealing, because
yes, because we love him in that light.
yeah, and I think some of my favorite comedians, some of my favorite movies that they've done are their serious roles. Jim Carrey, Robin Williams, Jamie Foxx, Eddie Murphy. These people shine so brightly in their dramatic roles, just as much, if not more, than in their comedic roles. So I was happy to take on a project like this, and I know Dion was as well. But so thankful that he decided to do this movie with me, and people are really gonna love him. He plays my crazy neighbor, so
That's gonna be interesting.
that may or may not smoke a little too much weed. So the comedy he brings, man, oh my gosh. But yeah, and then leading into Black Don't Crack. I mean, seeing Viola Davis, seeing her anytime is like, I make a joke that say she could read the dictionary and win an Academy Award for it.
Oh my
but
gosh,
like
yes.
she's so incredibly talented and such an amazing spirit, and she's beautiful, and seeing her on set was just like, where am I right now? Like, this is.
And then Tisha's a part of it too. Like, what?
I was just,
oh my gosh,
in my last interview, I was gassing Tisha Campbell up, because she's so professional and such a genius. Watching her work was amazing, and she's over here telling me the same thing, like, and I'm like, no, this is about you right now. You are amazing. And she's just so sweet and so amazing. The whole cast, Sherry Shepherd and Essence, of course, Isaiah Mustafa, Beth Grant, everyone is incredible. And just so people know, it's currently being shopped to other networks right now. So it could end up in a lot of different places. But I know what
predictions though.
Okay, I think a lot of people do, but I think
I'm thinking Disney ABC.
It's an ABC signature project, so
right.
They loved it, and so we're just excited to see where it's gonna land, and I know fans, when given the opportunity to see it, they're gonna just love it so much, because again, it's something different. It's so funny. I mean, there's sitcoms, and then there's sitcoms, and
exactly.
this is one of those. And the cast itself is just, I'm honored to be a part of it, and Regina Hicks, our creator and writer.
Oh yeah, can't forget Regina.
Amazing. Phenomenal. amazing.
And you've had some amazing projects that you've been a part of. Smart Guy for one, Baby Daddy. Kim Possible.
Yeah.
I mean, 17 again, like, and they're supposed to be, guys are working on the reboot for Smart Guy. What's going on? I'm gagging because I'm excited, but like, holy cow.
Yeah, no, it's
But let's talk about it.
Yeah, I'm taking my time with it. I don't want to
Key.
screw it up because fans are no joke. And it means a lot to me, so I want to do it properly. But I will say that, it does have it pretty much has the home that it will land on. And we have a writer, and we have the idea that we pretty much figured out what it would look like. And but everything in timing. And they everybody just has to be patient, right? Like, they just have
Yeah,
to be patient, but I promise you it'll be worth the wait. All quarantine, pretty much, I was working on,
I bet.
Zoom meetings, phone calls, but again, it's when you're doing a reboot that's not just a one-off, like, episode, like, oh, a reunion special. It's not a reunion special. Like, I'm creating this so that it can be a show, like a continuation of the show that can
Right
go
where you
on
guys left off.
for seasons. It's not just going to be a one-time deal. So it has to be right. All the pieces have to be right. Everybody has to be available at the proper time. Everybody's doing their own thing, and I can't do the show without everybody. So
Oh yeah, no.
it will be worth the wait. I promise. It just may take a little bit of time, especially with Essence and I doing this show.
Exactly.
But it could be sooner, it could be later, but it will happen, and it will be. I promise you, it'll be great. And I'm very I believe strongly in the fresh take that I sort of pitched to everybody that they love, and so not the cast, but to the big wigs. You know what
You're
I'm
right. The big
saying?
guys,
So,
the ones that are making it where the money resides.
yeah, and they vibing. So they vibe. So we all vibing. But again, good things take time. So just
And that's
patient.
and I'm
Have
so
patience
glad
with me.
and I'm so glad that you mentioned that because greatness takes time. It doesn't happen as quick as people expect it. And
Yes.
one thing that you have always taken your time on is with your music. We love your music.
Oh,
When
thank you,
can we
man.
expect new music? Because the last project we
Oh,
got was
jeez.
2015. I'm waiting. I'm like, damn, Tahj,
You
I need the full
honestly,
shebang.
you guys are gonna have to wait. I don't know. I'm not in the studio right now. I'm the type of guy that, like, I have to be 100% fully invested and passionate about something to, like, do it. And
Yes.
my brother, he's killing the music game right now. Like, his project is going to be coming out later this year.
Oh
So
yeah,
I'm
he's been
kind of
doing great. Uh-huh.
letting him take the reins on the music world. Not to say I'll never come back to it, but as of right now, I'm focused in other avenues. And I'm excited to, like, last year I told myself it was that I really wanted to sort of stretch my wings and go in the areas that I haven't been before. So you're going to
Right.
see a lot of that. One being this film, because people have never seen me in this light before. So there's going to be a lot of different things that people will see me doing. Some behind the scenes stuff as well. So I'm excited, for the future, but never say never to music. But for right now,
Right.
it's not my main focus.
Absolutely. And I understand that. And shout outs to
Yeah.
Josh McBride that's saying, calling us legends. And he's
Hey.
obsessed with us both. He's so amazing.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Yeah, Josh is so amazing. What's up, Chelsea? So have you been with music? Have you been writing though? Like just kind of getting some of your thoughts out though?
No, I actually, because again, I'm a very creative person. So I basically switched that into film. So
Okay.
I wrote a screenplay that
Ooh,
that we're gearing up to go into production on that this summer,
nice.
and I'll be directing that.
Congrats.
Yeah, so
How does
I'm
that feel switching, like really pushing a different narrative within that film space? Because this is something that you've always wanted to do.
yeah, I've wanted to direct since I was a kid. I used to make Tavier, my younger brother Tavier, do little short films with me, and he'd be like, "Again, like, do we have to?" And I'm like, "Just stand on your mark and say your line," So this is something that I've always wanted to do, and it's just amazing that the time is now, for one, and then it's something that I wrote. And I co-wrote it with one of my best friends in the entire world. I'm the godfather to his kids, and we went to high school together. And so we wrote this together, and it's a horror movie. And I'm not gonna tell you nothing about it because it's, it's. I just want it to be just. I want it to hit. You know what I'm
I,
saying?
look,
So, but
I'm ready.
we're gearing up to go into production for that this summer. So, again, it's something I've always wanted to do. So, it seems like a natural next step. Even though it is new, it's something that, like, when I watch films, I'm directing them in my head anyway. So it's like I know I know what I want. I know how to do it, and my favorite directors are the ones that were actors, as well. So I can't wait to be able to be that type of director for
Exactly.
my cast. Whoever that is.
Because I was going to try to figure out another way, but I'm going to say it just how I wanted to say it. It hits differently and it comes out the way it's supposed to when you have had the different roles of experience within
Yes,
your lane. Those
yes,
who don't have that much experience, it's just a little bit different.
yes, and that's why I'm so thankful for the behind the scenes people with this specific project for believing in that and believing in me, because this is a first time director sort of situation for me. But again, they can be confident in knowing that I've been around it my whole life, so I'll know what I'm doing. So but again, like I said, it's all about these new ventures coming up in the future, and I'm excited, and I just can't wait. A lot of cool things.
Listen, it's a lot of cool things. Congratulations
Thank
again.
you, man.
I want to ask a couple of fan questions because I
Okay.
know that they're in here. Let's see what we got. We got any good things?
I'm not
They're
even gonna try to read them because I ain't
they're
got my
saying so
glasses on.
pretty much everybody is saying hi and that they love you. That's pretty much what we got in these questions for the most part. But I could not end this interview with asking you our favorite two questions. The first question is when you think about Prince and Michael Jackson, two
Oh,
people who you and I both absolutely adore and love, they inspire our life and stuff like that. When you think about those two and like the legacy that they have left on this earth and everything that they were in your favorite records from them, what comes to mind?
oh my gosh, that's a loaded. Well, first of all, I think both of them, like there's very few artists that invoke like a feeling when you think of them. And I know music itself, good songs, all good songs invoke and bring feeling, but very few artists, just when you say their name, it makes you feel something. And those are two of those people, and they're icons. And man, as far as records, oh my gosh. I guess Prince as a whole, just, I mean, probably the Controversy album, but like for Michael, man, I always like, I'll just go, I'm not gonna go with song, I'll just go with
Go
album.
with
So
album.
for
Yeah.
Prince, I'll go with Controversy, but then, oh man, but then even his newer stuff like Black Sweat was fire. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? Like, it was just like,
that is
that
my
just let
cut.
everybody know like he still don't play, like, and then
Gosh, they
for
don't even
Mike,
know about Black Sweat though.
don't know about, people don't know about that. People don't know.
They don't. That's like top four for me.
Yeah, it's fire. It's fire. And then for my favorite Michael album, whew, I really enjoy. I might have to go with Bad, or I know everyone goes with Off the Wall or Thriller, but Bad to me was just like when he sort of switched and he was like,
Yeah.
he really didn't care no more. Like, and so, yeah, I go with Bad. That's probably my favorite album. But I mean, as far as the groove goes, of course, Off the Wall. But like, Rock with You, man. I don't. I can't.
And you got a chance to meet them both, right?
I didn't. I met Prince, but I didn't get to meet Michael. But I have a autographed picture from him in my office.
Oh, that's dope.
Because the video I did, he wasn't in the scenes. So
Okay.
I believe he was like posted just chilling in his trailer. But he did give me an autograph picture, and like I said, I still have it, and it's up in my office. But yeah, Prince, I did get to meet Prince. And I still remember, I'd say I remember the set of the Michael Jackson shoot more than the Prince one. I don't know which one came first, but for some reason I just remember the Michael Jackson one more vividly. I think it was because they had us like, it was like the biggest soundstage I had ever seen at that time. And it was probably like regular size, but to me it looked huge. But they had us all in boats in front of the green screen or blue screen, whatever it was. And I just remember being really high up off the ground. So that's probably why I remember that one mostly. But yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get to meet him, but I feel like I did, you
You
know?
did.
Yeah.
You did within spirit because he was
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. And he wrote my name out. So
Right. So he knows about you.
yeah. So
Tahj,
yeah.
you've done so much. Everybody knows about you. They don't. Even the fact that like younger kids are discovering you. How does that feel? Like oh my gosh.
That's probably the craziest thing because, and I feel very blessed to have been a part of things that sort of last the test of time, which is kind of how I view anything that I do now. Like, I'm like, okay, can this last? Like, do I see longevity in this? Like, if not, like maybe it's not something I should do. So I'm so thankful that the things that I've done are available to watch on streaming services now. So like the original fans, kids can now watch it. And I guess the craziest thing is like when parents introduce me to their kids or they like show them what I look like now. If they were watching like Full House or something, they get real confused because they're like, wait, I was just
Right.
watching him today, but he's not like that no more. He's
Like he's
older.
bigger.
Yeah. So that's funny. But yeah, it's just cool to know that like generation after generation can enjoy the work that I've done. And it's just a testament to the writers and the creators of the shows that they wrote classic things. And
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm so proud of in my career, that I've been able to do things that, last and things that can be enjoyed from generation to generation. I think that's the coolest. I think it's the coolest thing ever. To say it is even weird.
No, it's nothing but God.
Yeah,
It
it's
is nothing
nothing
but
but
God.
God.
And even somebody said in the comments like the legacy that you and your family have, that
Yeah.
longevity is incredible. Even like just your longevity in itself is so incredible.
Yeah. Well, thank you and I think that's my main goal in this industry anyway. It's never been to be the biggest star in the world or the actor with the longest resume. It's not about that for me. It's how is my work affecting people, and B, how long is it lasting, and if it's still lasting now. And I feel like I've done that thus far. And like I said, that's my main goal going into any other project is like, okay, I feel like this can be what the others were.
Yeah.
And, if I don't feel that, then maybe it's not the one for me. But I also know that, all the things that God has blessed me with are from Him. And I know that they're going
Absolutely.
to work because and, that's what I say to every new actor. What's for you is for you. So, because, everybody knows you go on auditions, you get close to some of them, then you don't get them, but it wasn't for you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So,
And that's okay. You just
and
gotta
that's
know. You just gotta
okay.
know that that's not for you. Get up, try
Exactly.
again,
Yes.
and
And so
there's something out there for everybody. I say.
exactly. And I think in my career, everything that I've done was for me. And I think that's why they worked the way they did and why they've lasted. So nothing, nothing but a blessing. I am honored to do what I do. I'm honored to affect people in the way that I do. And it's a good feeling.
Absolutely. And when you think about the amazing person that you are, not even just as an actor, an entrepreneur, but a son, a brother, a man, what comes to mind when you think about the things that exemplify you as a person?
Oh my gosh, that might be a question for someone else, but
No, that's a question for you.
no, but like, I don't know. It's hard to say. I just try to live my life like I just try to grow every day. You know what I mean? Like if I try everything I do, is it something that I can grow from? And you know, I don't have any regrets. I don't know. It's hard to say what it's hard to say that about yourself, but I don't know. I just try to love. I try to be as compassionate as I possibly can. Um, I am the person in my family that everyone kind of comes and talks to when they need to, which makes me feel good. So I feel like I'm a good communicator. And I'm compassionate with all sides. So I'm able to like hear everyone out and sort of like feel what they're feeling and you know speak to them in a judgment free bubble, which I think is a gift that I have. So yeah, I mean I do what I can, man. You know, I just do what I can.
And you do great at it. You
Thank you,
do
man.
great at it. Listen,
Thanks.
everybody's saying it's the communication from me.
Yeah, it's the
What God
the
has for you is for you.
communication.
That's
Yeah.
literally what it's all about. Because a lot of people go through life and they have no idea. Like, you have to stay in your lane. I tell people, don't stay in your car. Don't go
Yeah,
looking at
yes.
anybody else's car, because you're gonna have some collision going on.
Yeah. The comparison, I think that's a very good lesson in life, especially now in the age of social media. We can never compare ourselves to anyone. You are you, I am me. What you go through is your journey. What I go through is my journey. And I think, like you said, everybody got to stay in their lane. And you can roll down your window and
Mm-hmm.
give a little shout out,
Right. Say,
but
yo, what's good? How you doing?
don't skirt into another lane. Just stay there.
I love the fact that I say that, because everybody has a clear understanding of that when I say it.
Yeah, yeah.
But Tahj, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for
Thank you
catching up
for
with me today.
having
The
me.
fans were loving this. My friend Chelsea,
Thank
she's
you.
laughing at us with LOL.
Thank you guys.
Absolutely. And then they got to check out the film on Friday, which they can pre-order right now on iTunes and select theaters this
Yes,
Friday. Welcome, Matt.
the pre-order is only for iTunes. So some people were confused, like I use Amazon, but you'll be able to buy it on Amazon on Friday. But as far as before Friday, you can only pre-order it on iTunes. But on May 28th, Friday, it'll be in select theaters. Or if you can't find a theater by you that's playing it, you got your couch or your chair, your lazy boy, whatever you want, and just click the on-demand button and purchase this beautiful little film called Welcome Matt that I did. And I guarantee you that you'll enjoy it. And I know that everybody will be able to see a little bit of themselves in Matt. And I think
Yeah.
that's the best part
From
about
the
the movie.
preview, I felt like it.
Yeah, he's
That last
very,
preview that you posted, I felt like
yeah,
that was me in some ways.
yeah, and I think that's why I wanted to post that specific clip, is because a lot of people weren't sure the tone of the film, if it was all funny or if it was all sad. Like, no, they didn't really know. It's kind of been marketed as a comedy, so I wanted to show the other side of it. And yeah, I think especially in this pandemic and in the quarantine that we all had to deal with this past year, I think people will really relate to him like more than they would think.
Right.
So yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited too. Let everybody know where they can follow you as far as social media is concerned.
Yeah, I believe it's just Tahj_Mowry across all the platforms. But thank you guys for watching. I love y'all and enjoy Welcome Matt. And just know, if you suffer from any mental health issue, anxiety, depression, I see you, we see you. And it's okay to feel that way. One of my favorite songs is a song called It's Okay Not to Be Okay.
Yep.
And
Even that motto in itself is
yes,
a super fact.
yes. And I think people will be pleasantly surprised, touched, shocked by this film. And I'm excited for you all to see it.
I'm excited to see it. Tahj, I'll have to DM you and tell you my thoughts on Friday after I
Yes,
watch it.
please. No, please let me know your thoughts. I encourage everybody here watching. Let me know what you think. Let me know your favorite parts and let me know how it affected you. I really want to know.
I will. And again, congratulations on everything, Tahj. And it
Thank
was
you.
so good catching up with you. It's been
You
a
as
while.
well. It has. It
But
has.
I'm like, I didn't even think we want to talk as long as we did. But you know what,
Yeah.
though? We was just flowing. And you know what?
That's that Taurus brotherhood, man. You
It
know,
is.
come
It
on,
was. And you know
bro.
what? God took over the conversation. He was
He
like, look,
sure
y'all got to
did.
catch up for real.
Hey, he sure did. I asked God this morning, be in these conversations in this press junket.
Okay. He's got, look, I tell everybody every time, he is in every conversation. He's
Always there, man. Always
always
there.
there. But
Good
yeah,
seeing
man,
you, brother.
good seeing you again.
You as well. You as well.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye, you guys.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to On Air with the one and only rock star on the mic, David Duane, in the place to be. Right now, we got our boys, Ruff Endz, got the brand new album, Rebirth. What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing today?
What up?
Man, what's up, man? We doing well, man.
Listen, I'm glad that you guys are doing well, staying well. I mean, look, y'all look like y'all didn't even age a bit over the past couple years.
A little bit.
I don't really think so, Dave. But listen, I gotta say, congratulations on this brand new album, Rebirth. I'm really feeling like it's a rebirth, but I really feel like we're getting that nostalgic sound that you guys are used to putting out from back in the day to now, in these 2000 spaces, stuff like that. Just keep it up with the times, but staying true with yourself. How important was that? Because a lot of times, you know, the biggest thing with R&B is the conversation is, does it sound like the 90s? Does it sound like the early 2000s? And then sometimes it's like, okay, if we progress too much, they're going to be talking a lot of stuff. But you guys are keeping the same message, still making the ladies feel good, talking about relationships, being sensual, but being honest with life.
Indeed. I think you nailed it on put it in a nutshell. Like, we get a lot of flack. Like, we just did a what's the guy? Pump it up.
Oh,
What's that guy? Say it again.
Joe Buttons.
Joe Buttons, yeah. About to put him on but I guess he had listened to the album and he was saying it was more dated. He was on his show or something. So it's, that was his opinion on it. You know what I mean? But he was like, yeah, I listened to it. And then it was like, you know what I mean? So it's like, we get a lot of our fans, what we hear our fans saying is like what you're saying, like, don't give us that 90s feel. We don't want more of today's feel. So it's kind of hard to do. I mean, we've been influenced by music. Say it again.
The happy balance.
Exactly. Trying to have the happy balance. And that's kind of what we've been trying to do, because there's a lot of stuff we like today. There's a lot of artists that we listen to today that we still like. Even though R&B is not as to me, is not as deep as it was from the 90s and 2000 era. There's still a lot of things that I like and that I'm influenced by. So I think we kind of incorporated a little bit of that, but not too much. And we can't help but, these voices that we got as straight 90s. We got the 90s right. Voices all day. So we can't really, like, when we open up our mouth, it's going to sound like the 90s all day. So I think with all of that combined, it gave us a nice happy medium. And we just did the best we can do, man. Whoever likes it at this point. You know what I mean? We can't please everybody. But I'm glad that you're feeling it. And so much people have been really giving us a lot of good feedback on the project, man. So we're excited.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, I grew up in the 90s, 1993 to be exact. For anybody to know. So for me, just hearing the nostalgicness, but then still hearing a little bit of what today sounds like too. And it's not too heavy. It's got the today's contemporary sound, just like that. We need it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We need R&B groups again, whether it's from the 90s, the 80s, the early 2000s. We need the groups to resurface and put out music, because where they at though? You know where they at? So, right. So Dante, for you, like, just kind of coming up, knowing you guys' journey in the 90s to now just see where groups are at. How does that feel to kind of see that some do it, some are out there, but they don't exist exactly?
To me, I would say it's a little tragic in a way, because, I mean, don't get me wrong, Baltimore has been known for a few different things, some negative, some positive. And one of the negatives is we like a crab town, we're like a crab barrel town, everybody pulling each other down. Ruff Endz and the whole energy behind us, we always want to see our people win. You feel me? So and saying that, it's like, I wish everybody could be out there doing their thing. You know, the world is a stage. There's enough room for all of us, first of all. And a lot of people rely and they count on us. As crazy as it sounds, and it was crazy to me, like, you know, until I seen it firsthand. I ain't talking about just females. I'm talking about grown men. Mm-hmm. Grown men. This guy was he was a higher up in the gang. You know what I'm saying? And his gang members in the crowd tracked us down so we could come meet this guy. And we was like his biggest fans, and everybody in the gang knew it. And he was like, anytime y'all down here, man, let me know. I got y'all with it, whatever y'all need. That like made me think about how important it is for artists like us, for Raheem, for Vivian, for whoever, to stay true to who they are. You know what I mean? Because people, that's the soundtrack to people's lives. You know what I'm saying? And our brand of R&B is that 90s brand of R&B because it pertains a couple different things in our music, in the way we write, in our delivery, you know, how we come across, and we're purposeful. We're real intentional with that. And I would love to see all the artists, definitely from our era, out there doing their thing, man. I definitely wish it could be a bigger involvement from a lot of people from our era, you know what I'm saying, to come back, and not just for the fans, but, you know, for the upcomers, to show them, look,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
And not only that, but just to come back out for themselves. Because like, if you have that love for music, especially R&B music and soul, it's like, look, there's got to be that urge to just say, look, I got to do another project. I got to drop another video. I got to tour. I've got to connect, because there's so many people that are connected via social media, because, you know, the times have changed. Back then, there wasn't social media. And I know you guys have talked about it in plenty of interviews and stuff like that, where the times have changed. But now it's so important to stay connected, especially now with this pandemic. I call it a shandemic, which is shit and pandemic put together, because that's literally what it seemed like. So being in the creative space, right? How long ago did you guys start recording this album? Because, I mean, I love it. There's got to be some deep stories behind each record, because I just felt it. Like, sorry, the ladies, I know the fellas feel that, because they've been through that with women as well too. Be the One, Overnight, that Overnight just hits a little different though for me.
Man, the way you love music is a part of the reason, brother. You don't even understand. Like, the words you saying for us cut deep in a good way, like it cut bad for different people. Like, that's why we do what we do, man. Like, that's why we do what we do. Like, all right, so the reason behind songs, and a lot of the songs on the album, we actually started recording this album during the pandemic. We had a project called Soul Brothers. And when we got with our new label, they wanted a new project from us. So we jumped right in the lab.
Y'all were like, let's get to it.
Right, let's get to it. Your mic, bro. Your mic.
It was actually the end of 2019. We did the song All of My Love. And that we placed that on a soundtrack to a series that Ray J had on the Urban Flix platform. It's like the Urban Netflix, if you will. Right. He had a show called Pump that was on there, and they actually did a song. They were actually doing a part of the show in this certain scene. They had Piece of My Love. You can have a piece of my love. You know, the classic God joint, right? And of course, they didn't want to pay God money. You know what I mean? They didn't want to pay the publishing. So they wanted something that was similar. So we came up with All of My Love. You know what I mean? So I kind of reproduced the track and did something different, went a different direction. But they really loved the record a lot. Like, the whole crew, and the girl was telling me, Sheree was telling me, and they that they, you know, basically gave it like a standing ovation. They were like, oh my God, we love this record, whatever. So that was kind of the first song I would say we did for this album. Soul Brothers was already done, but of course 2020
project too.
the pandemic happened, you know what I mean? So right, it was the end of 2019, like December. I remember December we were supposed to really get the whole album done. We was gonna try to knock it out, but didn't kind of happen. Christmas, whatever. And then we went into 2020 and we were still like kind of doing a couple records, and we had a tour set up with Keith Sweat and Montel Jordan. And that's when the pandemic happened, shut the tour down. And at this time, we had connected with our new manager. At the time, he wasn't our manager, but he was the guy. Shout out to Terry Harvey. He was, a guy that was like kind of talking to us about what our situation is, blah, blah, blah. And he heard some new music. He was like, oh my God, I can get y'all a situation. And we kind of hit it off with him on the phone and really had a connection because we worked with him in the past. He's a promoter of shows. So just giving you a long story short, we connected with him. He led us to SRG, our new label. And in that whole year of 2020, we took time to get this baby, get it going. You know what I mean? Of course, there was a pandemic happening. So it was a lot of features that we were supposed to have on this album. We had a lot of producers that we were trying to get on the album.
Who was supposed to be on the album that didn't make it?
No, man, we can't.
Jones, John B. Next was gonna be on the album. Who else was gonna get on the album?
Quite a few people, man. We had a
couple females too.
I said we had a beautiful lineup. Put it like that.
You said
people
was trying. I'm you to say that.
Studios shut down. A lot of people could get access to their studio. It was a lot of stuff. You know how it was. A lot of stuff shutting down.
Yeah.
Studios, certain places, like if you ain't got a spot to record in your house, just about it's like, or got your own private studio spot and your own private engineer.
Yeah.
It was
a lot of people. What happened was, even if they had stuff at their house at the time, they didn't want you in the house. You know what I mean? It was like, this is a bad time to be at my house with the family. I ain't bringing nothing in. So it was just a bad time. But it was all by design because we ended up just doing the project ourselves. I produced the project, and me and my brother wrote the whole album. So it just was what it was. You know what I mean? But I think it's the beginning of, like the album is entitled Rebirth. It's just the beginning of everything else that we're going to do in the future, man. So we're excited.
Yeah, right. Listen, let me tell you, I'm looking forward to what you guys have in store in the future, because this album, wait until y'all can really this album that y'all need to tour off.
He said this album,
I'm just being real. Tour down for 2-3 years and then give them a new one, because this is solid. I don't care what Joe said. I don't care what these kids say. David Duane said that this album is it.
That's what's up, brother. Appreciate the love, man.
Of course.
That means a lot, man. That means a lot. When we're in this lab and we going to work, we don't know what the world is going to say about it. And it's hard because we come from an era where it was a different industry when we was out. You know what I mean? So to come back, it's scary. You know what I mean? I'll be 45 this year. You know what I mean? So,
no,
yeah, I'll be 40. No, yeah, it's crazy.
25.
So it's a different world, man. So it's like, you want to know if people are going to accept who you are, accept the music. It's a lot of pressure from the label and just all of that. So to be accepted is just a beautiful thing. It's like, okay, people feeling this. Okay.
It's like a relief.
It's kind of relief.
Today, it's like when God gives you that talent, which he has given y'all incredible talent to, like, really the voice, just like you guys said, that 90s sound. It's just a different type of life was pumped in y'all chest versus new kids. And it's not saying that they can't sing or anything, but it's so important. It was nothing but God for y'all to come back to do another project again.
I totally agree.
Both projects at that, because they got to understand there's another album that they didn't check out too, that they need to get hit to.
Indeed.
I like what you're doing with that, Duane.
You see what I'm saying?
I like what you're doing.
Indeed, brother.
Yeah, I was talking to Tahj from SWV last night, and even with like their projects, the last 2 projects, the fans don't know because it's a different, marketing landscapes like that, and not really having that budget. So being able to be independent now, going from the major system to independent, How much did that prepare you guys for this moment now in your life, especially as men, like as grown men with business?
Well, it was everything. I got to say that it was, put it like this. I'm not going to say it was everything, but it was a large part of it because, you know, we've had this conversation, me and my brother, a lot of times. And it's just a lack of training per se, like A&Rs. A&Rs was like the trainers. A&Rs was the people that sat back and looked at your whole everything from a distance, how you sound, how you look to the public, how you look in your interviews, how you come across. Like, you know, if they didn't think you was ready, you wasn't coming out yet. You'll sit for a year. If they didn't think you was ready, if you ain't had the right single, you ain't coming out yet. You know what I'm saying? If your album wasn't strong enough, they felt like to make an impact, they put you back in the lab. Now it's different. Now it's good. I think it's good, and it has its downsides at the same time. Whereas though sometimes all A&Rs can't really hear all the time what the world is going to think is a smash. To me, that's how I feel.
I feel like
because it boils down to one individual. You're right. It boils down to personal opinion. And then you got some A&Rs that's like, they're almost scientific with it. Shout out to people like Ron Grant. You know what I'm saying? One of the first people that heard our project when we got our deal at Sony Epic. You got some people that look at it almost like a science, like, okay, the music is this, the words is this. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like the checklist that we use coming from our era. That's why I'm a part of probably why our project has a purposeful sound and intention to it, because we literally talk about our songs. We don't just put them down. No, we literally, no, if you say this, it's coming from a different tense. The song is a past tense, so the verse got to sound like past tense. You know, we purposely really dig into the song like a conversation, because we, you know, as two grown men, especially now,
yeah,
you know, songs are conversation pieces.
That's what.
So the song got to make sense from beginning to end. You know what I'm saying? So that takes some ingenuity. That takes like, and I definitely just want to thank and give love and homage out to all the artists, producers, writers that we've ever worked with in our career. Because I know it only, you know, sharpen, you know, what they say, steel sharpens steel, iron sharpens iron, whatever was the saying. I mean,
yeah.
I can't remember it right now. Dave, you know what? You remember what it is?
Iron sharpens iron. Yeah, that's what it means. Yeah. So, I mean, we, as artists, I'm the sum total of everything I've listened to. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Every album, every singer. You know what I mean? So when I go to create, you know, all those people are coming out. All those influences are coming out, man. So it's important. So yeah, it's important to get that iron to sharpen iron. That's how we get better, and we bring projects like Rebirth, you know.
And when you guys think about the time that No More, Someone to Love You came out, what comes to mind? Because, like I said, I was a kid growing up on those records, and it just made me just really feel good about what the possibility of love, and then, you know, going through the ups and downs and telling her no more shoppers freeze, you know, the breakup, the makeup, just like the whole, I was literally over probably in this room fantasizing about it. Because it just felt so real in that moment. Like you guys did something with those records, and it tells to this time.
Well, to start it out, Dave, and I'm gonna let you jump. I'm just add a little bit in the beginning. Again, I gotta come back to it. I gotta come back to love, man. I gotta come back to love. Everything I've basically been talking about, the base of it is love. So I want to say shout out again to all our peers. You know what I'm saying? All of our peers from the 90s to now to before we was even born. That's in this music industry that help us get here. Because you can't do this by yourself. It's a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Tell them again.
the stage, and the reason why I say it is because the stage was set for us. And for us to not pay homage and show love to that is just ignorant. TLC was out. Destiny Child was out. They had all these songs. Bugaboo, Say My Name, Bills, Bills, Bills. all of this stuff, Scrubs,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Left Eye and TLC. It made the timing for Ruff Endz perfect. You know what I'm saying? You can't change that. You can't, that's a piece of history that's just fixed in the way it was. It's like when they released that record, the record label, and we did No More Shopping Sprees, and the record label heard like, this is it. The time is now. This is the perfect single. This is it. I mean, at the time, I ain't gonna lie, I couldn't hear it because I'm looking at all the hard singing we doing on the album. If Lover Use a Crime, I'm a Criminal, about to do some time unconditional. I'm thinking about all these other songs. You know what I'm saying? The record company had the wisdom to hear it, how it would fit into place. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm forever grateful to all of them. You know what I'm saying? To all of it, to the whole process. Because it took us to where we are now. You know what I mean? It brought us to where we are now. So love to everybody for that one, man. Y'all looked out for us. You know what I mean?
Dave, did you want to chime in with that too?
I think he hit it right on the nose, man. It's everybody plays a role, man. So, you know, it's shout out to our team now, SRG, the label that we are part of. We did a partnership with, and our management, that's Terry Harvey, and the whole Ruff Endz team and all our fans. That is kind of the reason why we're back right now. You know, of course, shout out to the man upstairs. God is the reason why we really got back together. Because how we got back together was a whole nother story, but it was divine for us getting back together. Ruff Endz is we're real brothers. We have a real friendship, you know what I mean? And, you know, his family know my family kind of thing. So us getting back together is a restoration of a brotherhood, you know, and that's really, really what this is. And out from that comes the music and everything that we express, you know. But it's really two friends getting back together, you know. So you know, so we're excited about that, man.
Guys back together too. You know what I
Say it
mean?
again.
Just creating that great music. And sometimes we have moments where we need to do solo things, and you know, it's a growth. I mean, look, people look at breakups, you know, even with like love relationships as a bad things, or people taking breaks as negative. There's positive and negative and negative and positive. So I need people to understand that, look, y'all are a testimony to what that time away looks like, because now you guys are back creating greatness and rebirth. Such an incredible album. And I'm glad that we have the moment today to speak about it.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks again for all the support. That
Absolutely.
means a lot, brother.
Yes.
Indeed. So we definitely love to end our interviews with everybody asking this incredible question. So when you guys think about the men that you are, to the artists, to the fathers, to the brothers, to just all those amazing things that are a part of, you know, manhood and stuff like that, and just being an incredible man, what exemplifies y'all?
Well, for me, man, I would say it's God, man. God is the thing that he's the one that has given me purpose, you know what I mean? Given me the talent that I have, allowed me to do the things that I'm able to do. Of course, he gave it to me, but I still had to go and work on the craft, you know what I mean? But the fact that it was given, I would say, you know, that God is I would say God, you know what I mean? That would be my one answer, you know, because having a purpose gives you purpose, and it gives you direction in your life. Without a purpose, you're like a boat at sea, lost without a sail. You know what I mean? You just, you know, the wind blow this way, if the waves come this way, you just kind of going. But having a purpose in my life has just grounded me and gave me direction. There's so many people I know, friends I went to school with, people around me, family members that just purposeless, you know what I mean? So life has been a certain way for them, you know what I mean? And I'm thankful to have a purpose that even when I had ups and downs, I was still looking. There was a direction, there was a place I was going to, you know what I mean? Some people are going through ups and downs, but they don't know where they're going, you know what I mean? So it just really has been the one thing that defined me and made me who I am. You know what I mean? It's helped me in every aspect and gave me meaning, if you will. So
love it. Well, for me, I'm a definitely say God, and I'm going to speak about it in this way. He's given me the wisdom and the insight to navigate through this world a certain kind of way, to deal with people as they are, you know, and that's for a lot of us, it's hard, you know what I'm saying? Because all of us as human beings we're different, you know, we love different, we communicate differently. Just the knowledge and the wisdom to actually have at least one person in this lifetime that I can call a real friend. At least to have one person in this lifetime that I could say that I loved and loved me. You know what I'm saying? Like those are blessings that I know that shaped my life, that shaped me as a man to where I would be able to even write the type of songs we write. They even think about the lyrics we think about. Definitely I would say the creator first, and I would say the people in my life, good and bad. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone has a value. Everyone. I don't care if they was in my life for a couple seconds. It could be a profound moment that helped shape my life, you know, for the better. Because I'm here, I'm healthy, I'm in my right mind. You feel me? So there's a whole lot of stuff that went right when a whole lot of stuff went wrong. So in that aspect, I'm totally grateful for all the people that I've ever came in contact with, you know, all the people that ever supported us. And I think about it a lot. It drives me, it pushes me forward, makes me want to be a better man, a better father, a better partner, all of that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Wow. How you guys just both put that in perspective was well said.
awesome,
Especially all glory to God on everything, because he is the reason for every season. Not the reason for the season, but for every season.
That's it, man.
Got it.
Thank you guys so much for this interview.
Thanks, brother.
Chat. We got to do this again.
Yeah, we definitely got to do this again. Yeah, we want y'all to go to our Instagram at official Ruff Endz, www.srgstore.com, and you can get one of these physical copies of the album. If for all the R&B lovers from the 90s golden era that like to get something tangible in your hands, you can get one of these at www.srgstore.com. You're going to see us on tour this summer 2021. We got some special announcements on tour coming up at a stage near you. We got the documentary. We got visuals, more visuals coming out for the album as well. Hopeless and Congratulations will be coming out real soon. And we got a song with Crazy Bone that we did on the album called Your Body. We're going to have visuals for that one as well.
And y'all got videos on this with this project too. Incredible.
Yeah.
One video is solid.
They come.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you, brother.
That's incredible. Look, I definitely got to see y'all when y'all come to Philly, New York, LA. So I'm just putting it out there right now.
Oh, for sure, man. It's a wrap. Just let us know, man. You know, DM us and let us know. Look, hey, I'm DD. You know what I mean? Right. I'm part of the D brothers. You know what I mean? And we'll definitely get you. Exactly. Man, look, Duane, it's important that we always like to say this, man. Your platform is vital to R&B at large. You know, Ruff Endz is just one piece of the R&B puzzle. And there's so many groups that need the platforms like yours. So you are so important. You're vital to the world of R&B, and we appreciate your platform and for having us, my brother.
Absolutely.
Thanks again.
Thank y'all. It's an honor.
You.
Like I said, I'm a 90s kid. So anytime that I get a moment to speak to anybody from the 90s, early 2000s, I'm like, oh, we're there. These new kids. I mean, who's this person? Look, I only know Lil Baby and the Baby.
Exactly. Lil Baby and the Baby, exactly. Well, again, man, thanks again, Dave, for your time, bro.
Of course. And real
Appreciate it, brother.
Real quick, I want to ask you guys this question that we've been asking. This is the last question, it's the last, because I know y'all got to get ready for the next interview. when you guys think about the legacy of Michael Jackson and Prince, two artists that I know that you both absolutely love and loved, what comes to mind, and what are some of your favorite records from them?
Woo. For me, Prince, Diamonds and Pearls, my favorite Prince record. And Michael Jackson is just the greatest entertainer of all time. You know, he is one of the things that he's one of the people that made me want to start singing at a very early age, you know. So he was an inspiration when I didn't even realize it, you know. So the driving force for so many people. I mean, that's just all I would say about those two people. Greatness. Goats.
I'm over here singing songs in my head. Oh my God. Man.
I was going to say, you got to be singing in your head the way that facial expression was.
Man, listen. I played probably the Purple Rain movie and soundtrack so many times. Some of my favorite songs probably wasn't even singles. Like the song he played in a movie that his father made the melody up to it first, and he performed it in the show. Oh my God. It was Scandalous, which is like a 3-part serious song that had Kim Basinger talking on it. You talking about Prince, man. You talking about one of the first people, I think Stevie Wonder was the first person to sing with himself on a recording, and Prince was the first person to play with himself on a recording, like to play multiple instruments on a recording. And I think they said Mike was the first person to do it with vocals. So you talking about real pioneers. You ain't talking about just two of the greatest entertainers of all time, two of the greatest showmen of all time. You talking about innovators. You know what I'm saying? You talking about the first way something was done and put out to the world. So, man, that's like saying which grain of sand did you like the most? You know what I mean? That's hard. That's hard, man.
That's why we can't pick.
You can't do that, man. Come on. Come on, Lady. Lady is one of the most incredible songs of all time to me. Lady is like in my top 5. The song Lady by Michael Jackson. His delivery, the writing, the production, the conviction, everything, the extended ending, everything is
hands down one of the best.
Come on, man. It's ridiculous. Like ridiculously talented. You know what I'm saying? Just letting it all shine. I love that. It gives us all inspiration to do what we're doing now.
We getting texts right now from Raphael.
I know. I'm like, I could imagine the text that I'm getting over here cussing me out.
Exactly. I appreciate you, Duane, for your time, brother. We definitely got to do this again. And great interviewer, man. You were definitely phenomenal with this, bro. Look forward to doing this again, man, and talk more when we get these videos out and dig into the album or something some more. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. I'll follow you guys on Instagram. That way we can stay connected and stuff like that.
Indeed, my brother. Thank you again.
Y'all have a good one.
All right, brother.
All right, peace. What's going on, everybody, though? Happy Wednesday. How are we doing on this good Wednesday? Yes. Y'all are in for a show. First of all, y'all didn't even know that this was going to happen. And I didn't even know this was going to happen, darling. So, look. We are ready. I am so looking forward to this interview that we are about to do here right now with Tahj of SWV. Look, I even got one of their last albums, okay? It's our girl, Tahj. I mean, these are all our girls. We are going to talk with Tahj before Saturday's big Versus celebration. And I don't know if y'all know, but me and Tahj met a couple years ago at SOB's for Corey Taylor's R&B Spotlight. And it was such a pleasure to meet her. First of all, she is my fellow Taurus sister. My birthday was the 27th. Her birthday was the 29th, and she celebrated the big 50. Look, we celebrated big milestones and chapters in our life. So we are going to click Tahj in with us right now. And y'all, we only got 30 minutes, so make sure you tell all your friends. And we got our notes here, okay? We came prepared. Let's get Tahj in here right now.
Tahj.
How have you been?
Oh, good. I'm exhausted. I just drove in from Nashville, sat in traffic for what seemed like forever.
I could imagine. I was surprised when I heard that you drove versus took a plane.
Oh, God, yeah. No, I'm a driver. I love road trips. Besides, Nashville and Atlanta is only 3 hours apart. And to fly, you're literally spending 3 hours traveling just to get to the airport. An hour to get there in advance, a half an hour flight, an hour to get out of there and get to where you're going. I can drive and be comfortable in my car. I then got to take off my clothes through TSA pre-check, all that. You look.
Right. Ain't nobody got time for that. But do you remember meeting me at SOBs the one time?
Can't lie, honey. How long ago was it? I don't even remember being at SOBs.
Girl, listen, I barely remember myself, but it was so long ago. We did like a brief interview and stuff like that. You were such a doll.
I'm 50.
Happy belated. Like I said, my birthday was the 27th. Yours is the 29th.
Thank you. Happy belated birthday to you too.
Thank you. So before we even talk about, the versus battle that's happening, well, it's a celebration.
Much about.
You're right, that we can't say much about the celebration that's happening on Saturday. How was it celebrating your birthday during this? Like, now that we're able to be outside and do things, and we got to talk about being a Taurus and stuff like that, because people like to throw shade at us, but we need to talk about how amazing we are. Okay.
My birthday was incredible. My husband, my best friends, they really put it together. My family, some of them gave away the surprises, some of them, but they couldn't give away everything because they held my husband and sister held back some of the information for that reason. So that Thursday, my husband played a trick on me. He told me, I'm sending a car for you, pack a bag and just be ready to go. So I packed the good bag, good stuff. And I'm thinking we going to spend a romantic weekend together for my birthday. But instead, he rented this huge cabin in the woods for me and my best friends to have a spa weekend together. Their job was to keep me occupied while they set up the other party. And so we left the cabin Saturday and went straight to their surprise birthday party, Brooklyn-themed birthday party.
Yes.
Beautiful family from out of town. It was really nice. He did his thing.
That is so amazing. And I love the fact that you guys have been together for how many years now? About 23?
3 on June 20th, yeah.
Wow. Girl, I need some advice. One Taurus to another.
Get a good man. Just get a good man. That's all I can tell you.
But how does one find one? You know what I'm saying? Because Tahj, that's what they want to know, especially with you guys have been in a relationship that long, have been married for now. It's going to be 18 years this year, right?
17.
17. Okay. How does one find one, though?
You know what? I don't know. I think I am just blessed. Like, I didn't look for him. He wasn't looking for me. We bumped into each other 3 times before it clicked. So it was meant to be. I wouldn't be able to pick out a good man if I tried, because I've been through my horrible relationships and ugly ass frogs. So I know I'm not the expert on that. I got lucky.
Right, but as Taurus, because we're stubborn, but we know what we want. Was it difficult really finding the one? Like, how long, like how many tries did you say it took to get to your husband now and to be married?
I had 2 boyfriends prior to him. One was physically abusive. The other was mentally abusive. So,
right.
Who's never done any of those things to me. That was a big clue. He's a good guy.
Yeah, Ed is a good guy. We love that. So I want to talk to you about, dealing with mental health during the pandemic. How has that been? I know it's taking you away from touring, from being in the recording studio. It's giving you time to spend time with your family. So how would you say, like, just being able to focus on your mental health, just focus on Tahj, Tamara, like how that's been for you?
Well, initially when the pandemic started, I was in full protection mode. I cleaned my house like 8 times a day. I'm exaggerating, of course, but I cleaned like everything. I reorganized everything. I just made sure that if COVID was coming, it wasn't going to get in my house because we were dirty. No, it wasn't going to be that. After a while, there's nothing else to clean. There's nothing else to read. Nothing else you want to read. Nothing else you want to do but get back to work. And that's where depression starts to creep up on you. But I was lucky. I have family who was there. They could see the signs that I wasn't happy, and they just encouraged me to keep going. And I'm here. I'm still going.
Yeah, still going. And you've always had that fighter mentality. I mean, that's within our blood as Taurus, just naturally. So I know this was important time because now you spend time with your husband, your kids, and like that. The importance of family during this time, how would you say like that is for you? Because I think a lot of people, they're like, let's get back to work. Let's get back to work so quickly. And some people aren't really taking the time, even though it's been over a year there. I feel like we can take our time a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, my family was there for me. So I didn't have to worry about if we were going to eat or if this. My husband was very good with providing, so that wasn't my concern. My concern was I missed the stage. I missed being able to perform. That's my passion, and not being able to do that. It wasn't on my own terms. It was literally snatched from us. We went home to re-up our bags and never left again. So it wasn't like we decided to stop. That's where the mental torment comes in, because it wasn't your choice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely wasn't a choice. But see, I was cool with it. I'm like, look, I don't like people anyway, so I can stay my little ass right in this little chair. But one thing I will say that I definitely did miss was concerts, R&B concerts. I know that that is something that you guys have been thriving back since 2005. Just being able to get back out there with the girls, Coco and Lily. Like, what was that feeling for you in 2005? And then to even before the pandemic, because I mean, when you guys are booked, y'all are booked.
Yeah. No, it was great. Like, we took I believe a 7-year hiatus, and when we got back together, it was different. We were all parents at that point. My baby was brand new. He was 3 months old when I got back out there on the road. So it was tough at first because I was missing a lot of stuff. I missed him crawling for the first time. I missed him taking his first step. Actually, I was home. He was at daycare. That's horrible. But yeah,
it happens.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. I mean, we love being on stage together. So 2005 to now is a blessing, and we accept that.
And you know what I've always wanted to know, even though it's been that time that you guys had a part, that 7 years that you had apart, now being in 2021, do you guys ever rehearse together? Like, how often does that actually come about before the live shows? Because anybody that has not seen an SWV show, they got to go to the next one when it's in the city near them, for real, because y'all shut it down.
Oh, thank you. Well, we don't get to rehearse that much. So when we do it for about a week or so, because we all live in 3 different cities. So it's hard to rehearse every week or something like that. So if we have a tour coming up, we'll carve out some time where we can all come to one place, usually Atlanta, and just hit the studio all day, all night rehearsing.
Yeah. And that's a good point that you mentioned, living in 3 different cities. Now these groups live in different cities whatsoever. There's not too often where they're all within the same, umbrella and stuff like that. How would you say that has been challenging but rewarding for you as well?
Well, it's space. We all have our space in our own towns to do what we do in. That's great. The hard part is when it's time to do things, 2 of us always have to uproot. So sometimes it gets hard.
Where do you guys like generally rehearse and stuff like that? Like, what's Atlanta? Okay. Yeah, Atlanta's like the go-to place for like rehearsing and stuff like that. Well, speaking of cities, what is your favorite cities to perform in? Because I know that that's definitely a question that somebody wanted to know.
Favorite city? Oh, well, New York. I love New York Garden. I like the Greek Theater in LA. Yeah, you know what? Any place that has a microphone and a stage, I like to perform.
How about DC and Philly?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say no. I love DC and Philly. My husband's from Philly. I mean, like I said, any stage is my favorite place. As long as I'm on a stage holding the mic, listening to people shout back those words to every song we sing, I'm good.
And it's always good to hear the fans like support what you guys have been doing, especially over the years from 92 to now to this point. I mean, did that girl from Brooklyn ever really think that this was going to be like her dream come true? Like, or is this like beyond it for you?
Not at all. Not at all. Like, yeah, it caught us all by surprise because we just wanted to make enough money to buy a car. We just wanted a car and a nice place and all this stuff. We did not know it would be 30 years later we'd still be doing this. Who knew? I know we didn't think that way.
Yeah. Especially during that time, it's like we saw a lot of groups and artists come and go. I mean, very similar to today's time. I mean, today's time, they really come and go. You might get a little EP, a little something, and they be out with the wind with it. But we saw that happen a lot. Now to know that some of your counterparts in R&B are even able to tour and stuff like that, how important is that to know that people have a love for that nostalgicness of R&B, and then even to now to this new generation, they love that as well too.
And that's incredible. It keeps us alive. It keeps us on the road. You can't fight what's there for you. It would be stupid to do that. So to be able to be out on the road still after 30 years, again, next year, 92 to 2022 will be 30 years of SW strong. And like I said, I just turned 50. I was 21 when we started this. So it just feels great. It feels great.
Yeah. So when you guys recorded the debut album, what was your fondest moment? Would you say that they definitely you would say that helped prepared you for this moment now in your career?
No, you see, you going too deep. It wasn't like that. Like, we literally was in this studio recording it and was like, oh, when we get out, we gonna buy a car. Yeah, it wasn't deep like that. Nothing prepared us. But in fact, our A&R told us we weren't ready. So, and he was almost right about that. He was right in so many ways.
I heard about that.
We weren't mentally prepared.
And mentally, can we just talk about the mental state that you have to be really prepared to be like a full artist, to actually do the promotions, to do the touring, to actually do the photo shoot, to do the videos? Let's talk about that, because I think a lot of times everybody's like, yeah, I can be in a group, I can drop an album tomorrow. You got to be good here.
Yeah, it's not that easy. You have to be prepared to work. This is a job. It might be a fun job. It might be a cool job, but it's a job nevertheless. Like right now, my eyes are burning. I'm dead ass sleepy. I could be in that bed right now, but I'm sitting here talking to you, trying to give you my best, and it is hard. Okay.
And so, you know what? I appreciate it so much. Because let me tell you, it was an honor when I found out that you were available to speak today. I was like, wait, Tahj ready to talk? Okay, I'm ready. We here.
Yeah, so you got to be prepared to work. You can't decide today I want to be an artist and tomorrow I'm going to take a nap. No. You are on 24 hours a day. You're a walking reality show.
Absolutely. Speaking of reality show, you have done tons of reality shows. So for you and your husband to first decide to do reality television, and then you to do it by yourself, and then to do it with the girls, what was that? What gave you the feeling to say, you know what? Let me be one of the first to do this and be a real trailblazer, because you were doing it well before the Flavor Flays and everybody else came along, and the reality television. What was that moment to say that?
It
wasn't?
No, we didn't know what we were getting into. Yeah, we knew it was a reality show, but we didn't realize that it would be one of the first. Of course, nobody thinks they're ever going to be the first. And when we did it, it wasn't like the ones that are now. It was very organic. It was natural. There was no storylines on our show. So the two shows, SWV Reunited, Ladies Night, and I'm Married to Baller, are night and day. So yeah, no, it wasn't like, oh my God, let's do this. Nah, it wasn't. We were approached. We decided, okay, let's try it. It was cool for a season, but it wasn't something that we wanted to do continuously.
Yeah, and even with doing the SWV Reunited show, were there moments where you guys wanted to just completely stop filming the show?
That was me. I hate reality television.
And what was it about reality television now that you discovered that you hated being in that moment of filming?
Because it's not reality. It's not.
It's a lot of storyline. Did you ever feel like they wanted to add more to your storyline that just wasn't there?
That's what they do. They embellish the truth. If you say I'm gonna eat an orange, the storyline will be she bit into the orange, it cut her mouth. Now we have to run her to the emergency room before she dies. Yeah, reality TV stuff.
Yeah, so it was a lot of dramatics.
Yeah, drama sells apparently. Mm-hmm. I blame. Who's that one guy who used to do the show? You're not the father, or you're the father. What was his name? Jerry Springer. I blame Jerry.
Oh
Springer.
Yeah, Jerry.
He set off the fight, and everybody watched Jerry Springer for the fight. So now they got to put it in reality shows.
Ain't that something that started with Jerry and now it's moved over to reality television? Because we were not seeing a whole bunch of fighting until that show initially, and then it just kind of grew over.
Yeah.
You know what I will say? What were we gonna say? Or what were we gonna say?
I said I'm gonna pop Jerry Springer.
We need to find Jerry and be like, stop it. No more. It's all your madness.
but Survivor, not reality. Now, I will tell Rose Power Force, Survivor is the only reality television on television that is real 24 hours a day. They're filming
Right.
storylines, no kits. You don't get no damn toilet tissue, no toothpaste, toothbrush, nothing. You get what you see on that show. It is the only reality television on television.
Yeah. Everything else is very scripted and fluff and liquor and all that other stuff. But let me tell you something. I loved the last 2 seasons of SWV Reunited because, and I'm gonna tell you why. Huh? There was only 2? Why did I feel like there was like 3?
Oh no, there was 2 SWV Reunited and 1 ladies' night.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna tell you why I love the last season. That's what I mean, okay? Because it really showed the process of you and Lily like really taking that initiative of the new sound for what you guys wanted for the album. Look, this album right here, absolutely love it. There's not one song that is a skip. How was it just recording that album? Even though a lot of people are still discovering it, and it's not a problem, but that album is a banger.
It's the bomb. I know. I agree. That's the last 2 albums are 2 of my favorite SWV albums, but unfortunately, they weren't promoted the way they were supposed to be promoted. They weren't received well because nobody heard them. But hopefully, we can fix that on Versus Saturday night. But yeah, it was cool recording those songs. They kept you interested. We loved the way they sound, and it felt like we hadn't changed at all. So
yeah,
dope.
It's like you guys brought your nostalgic sound from the 90s to these present day 2000s, and it just sounded so good. I was like, okay.
Better than I. Oh yeah, it's the
Ain't No Man.
Love ain't no yeah.
Sign.
Oh, that album was so dope.
Oh, y'all shut it down with that album. Versus is coming up on Saturday with you and the ladies and Escape. How excited are you for the whole celebration? Because I know last year this was something that you were like, I'm down, and now the moment has actually happened. Actually, tell us, what was that phone call like to be actually offered this opportunity?
It was real simple. Hey, they want y'all to do Versus with Escape. Okay. It was real easy. I don't know.
They took no time. Because a lot of times people think that it's like very in depth and stuff like that, but it's good to hear that it was like very simple.
It's simple. They call you, they ask you, you say yes or no. It's real easy.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Both your group, Escape, definitely were trailblazers to what R&B groups were and to what these new groups even, modeled.
Groups. I know any girl group.
Yeah, there aren't. What are your thoughts on that? Because I'm heartbroken. I'm about to put together me a group and a duo.
I believe the trend is going to come back around and somebody's going to set it off. So be the first. Jump in them. What were you thinking when you decided to put this girl group together?
Oh, me? What? Oh. I can't tell them if it's going to be a boy group or a girl group or what it's going to be, but it's something. You said what?
It's got to be a girl group.
Listen, it's going to be a girl group for sure. We need more of it. We need to see women unite. And I love the fact that we are seeing women unite. How do you feel about these R&B girls like Har, SZA, Summer Walker? I know you love some of them too.
Oh no, I love all of them. They all are doing their thing. Beautiful young ladies. Now, back in my day, you didn't wear as little amount of clothes as they do now. But if you got the body and you can handle it, knock yourself out.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. They be wearing all different types of things. Be like, wait a minute, I get that you
got a nice body.
Yeah, but put some clothes on. And I'm 28, so if I'm saying that's girls, cover up. The guys too. Wear your shirts.
Oh, when I see a shirt off, it's not so bad. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it depends on who, Tahj, and the body type.
Well, now, old Rick Ross without his shirt on, no. I'll check out the new that old one.
Right. Let's see the new blood. We want to see the new blood. We want to see the old blood and stuff like that. Even though our brother RL is the only one in Tank can do the shirt off thing.
Oh no,
only them. They kill that.
Yeah.
And shout outs to them. How do you feel about knowing that R&B has a progressive sound? You know, because there's a lot of times where there's a lot of criticism that goes with it. People are like, oh, why try to progress? Then it's an issue of, oh, why are we going so traditional? It's always like a back and forth that I've realized when it comes to like R&B music.
I don't know. I've never heard that, but it just seems like R&B is being smothered by the new hip hop pop sound. There's not a lot of R&B stations anymore. They call them classic or oldies. Yeah,
Right.
don't have an R&B department anymore.
They don't even have artist development.
No,
There's no media training.
no, it's changing. Everything is changing. So I don't know. I can't speak to what people think, because all we've heard is R&B. These albums R&B. There's no place to even. There's no R&B chart anymore.
Mm-mm. They have blended and faded. Have you heard about even the fact that even with like the Grammys and stuff like that, how they've changed the category names? They're even doing it within these label departments as well too. So they're not saying, they're changing to say black instead of urban.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
I just think it's whitewashing. They're just erasing history, because it's R&B. However you want to say it, it's R&B, but they just took all the labels away.
Yeah,
but they
there's like
the labels away from pop, rock, country.
Speaking of pop and country, there's a big issue that's going on, right? When the pop artists are doing R&B and then vice versa. What are your thoughts on that? Because I personally, Tahj, feel like if you're an artist, you should be able to do whatever genre you want to do. If you want to do gospel, you want to do country the next day, let your heart go where it desires.
I agree. I mean, if they can do R&B, we should be able to do pop. I mean, and we do. We have some crossover artists. What's Jason Derulo? He's a great.
Oh yeah, Jason.
Yeah, we have a couple. I mean, we're even starting to get some black country singers now. It's all debatable.
You know who you got to check out? Who's a black country singer? Willie Jones.
Willie Jones. Okay, I'll check him out. I live in Nashville. I'm sure I'll
see. Oh, he's based out of Nashville too a little. Actually, he's from Louisiana, but he actually just signed to, I think it's Sony Nashville.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so he's always in the Nashville area. Exceptional. I think you would love him.
I have to check him out, Willie Jones. Okay.
Yeah, super dope. I know that you're also working on a couple different things. You got the hairline coming out. You've been writing a new book as well. Tell us about the hairline in the book as well.
I wasn't writing a book. That's Lily.
I thought you were writing. No, I thought you were writing it. You've been writing a new book now.
No.
You've been working on a book?
That's Lily. You confusing us. We look alike.
No, girl. I know Tahj. I know my Taurus sister. I thought I saw in another interview where you said that you have been writing over the pandemic.
Well, no, writing songs.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, writing songs. I've already written 2 books years ago. Married for Real and Play and Hate Her, how to avoid the beatdown and live in a drama-free world. So I've written already. I'm good on books, but yeah, I've been writing more songs. I had a lot of time to write songs and stuff like that, which was cool. Yeah.
No more writing books? Because I think you and Eddie really did a great job with that book. I think we need more books like that for like couples, especially like these young couples coming up.
Thank you. But yeah, no, I have no plans to write another one right now. I mean, if I did, it would be a part 2 to our Play and Hate Her book, because it's relevant today. That book is about
yes,
fights, how we get along, how we destroy our own relationships, get in our own way. So, and there's 10 times more now. The examples we used back in 2008 have grown immensely. We have
especially with social media. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
We see it all the time, and it's just like so disheartening to see where relationships have gone from now to this point. It's like, wait a minute, where was the truth? Y'all are living in so much in denial and lies. It's just absolutely crazy.
I agree.
So the hairline, when's that coming, and how's that process of working on that?
Yeah, Wictique is I'm still working on it. We're hoping we can get our first line out by the end of this year. We had things really moving, and then the pandemic just shut down everything, and we kind of lost track of where we were and had to do other things in the meantime. So my partner and I. But yeah, so it's coming. We're still working on it. Wictique, it'll be original wigs, hair pieces. This is one of them. No, I'm kidding. This is not. I just got. Yeah, we have some styles coming. I may even wear one Saturday night.
Ooh, Saturday night. We're ready. Everybody is like literally ready for the whole celebration. And they're also ready for this biopic movie too. I know that that's something that you guys have been working on. New music will come with that project. How far along are you guys into like working on this movie?
Working on the screenplay now. We are talking to 2 networks who are really kind of clashing trying to get it. It's
Shucks now.
be good. So far, everything that FWB has done, they center on the fact that Coco sang the songs and the other 2 didn't. But no, this biopic is going to get into the story of how SWB came together, what tore us apart, what brought us back together again, our historical backgrounds, each one of us, so people can see why we are the way we are, how we became the way we are. It's going to be good. This is going to be the best biopic next to New Editions, because that shit was dope. I love New Biopic.
That was super dope. And y'all are big fans of New Edition,
yes,
BBD, Bobby Brown. And how was it being able to like meet them, work with them, and all that stuff? Because I know that was like a dream come true for y'all.
Incredible. I mean, we were kids. I was 13 when New Edition came out. And now today I can pick up my phone and call any one of them like, what's up, bro? Whatever. I wish I could do that back when I was 15, you know.
Right. Could you now it's just it's the Instagram thing to really connect and network with people. I mean, the times have changed.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Modern technology is something else.
Yeah, it really is. But Tahj, thank you so much for this conversation. I want to let you go so that you can get some rest and prepare for the versus battle on Saturday, because it's going to be a big celebration. But I've got 2 last questions as we wrap up. Michael Jackson and Prince were just absolutely exceptional artists that we have seen in this lifetime. When you think about them and their legacy, what comes to mind, and what are some of your favorite records from them?
Greatness personified. Michael Jackson, what can you say? The boy is bad. He came out of his mother's womb just bad as hell. I think my favorite Michael Jackson song was PYT. I love PYT. And with Prince, Adore. I love Adore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Adore and PYT are so amazing. And what would you say exemplifies you as the amazing woman that you are, as a mother, a friend, a sister, a wife, and artist?
Family. My family keeps me strong. They keep me up. When I'm weak, they're right behind me, holding me up. I couldn't do anything without my family, so I'm just a shell. I'm standing up here as a shell with them right behind me, holding me up, filling me up.
Yeah, that's amazing. Family is the number one thing, and I'm glad that you had that time to really spend with your family, because that is one thing I know about you for sure you do, is cherish your family time. So I'm glad this pandemic happened for us to spend time with our family. Not the corona part, but just that quality family time, of course. Yeah. We want everybody to be well out there.
Yeah. I agree.
Well, Tahj, thank you so much again. Let everybody know where they can follow you as far as like all socials are concerned, just in case they're not following.
Everything. All of my socials are at Tahj George.